Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I am Sunique and today I have got an unboxing, but first I'd like to just share with you a little day out I had in Exeter with friends and their family, and we went to the Beyond Van Gogh Immersive Experience at the West Point Arena in Exeter. And this is what I picked up. So this is the bag. Beyond Van Gogh was a moving exhibition done really cleverly actually. So like Van Gogh's images were all across the wall and they kept changing, and the eyes in the portraits were blinking. And it was done as though the painting was being recreated from the beginning. So like from the sketch and then the layers of paint going over and over and over until we had the complete image projected onto the wall and the floor. Really nice experience actually, I do recommend it. So what did I buy? Into the bag. So I begged the young girl on the counter to give me some stickers, and yes she did. I have some stickers. Aren't they wonderful? She had a whole roll of them. I would have taken the whole roll if I could. And these are the bags that they came in. So they use the stickers to actually seal the bags. So I had a couple of bookmarks of the man himself, and I recently watched a documentary on Van Gogh on TV as well the other day, so very nice. And the other thing I've got, well I'll show you in a second actually, but I thought it was a coincidence. A nice coincidence. Anyway, let's just, oh, I wanted, you know what, I'm going to go in from the bottom so I can actually get that sticker off without damaging it. Okay, so what do I have here? It's a little fridge magnet, which is sort of a stylized version. Let's take it out of the bag. Is it a fridge magnet? I think it's a fridge magnet. But it's like a stylized version of Starry Night. Oh, don't you just love that song, Starry, Starry Night by Don McLean. I love that song. It brings me to tears actually. There's another picture of the man, Van Gogh, Vincent. And I bought a little pouch of Starry Night. They had quite a few different designs, I think 4 designs, but I chose this one. I thought that would be nice for one of my decks to go in. Black on the inside. And it's, yeah, it's really nice actually. I don't know what it's made from, but it's really nice. So yeah, for a tarot deck. And then finally, I wanted a postcard of the sunflowers. Unfortunately, they didn't have one, so I ended up buying these notelets so I could just have the pictures. So yeah, we've got the sunflowers. Various pictures. And then those are repeating. I thought they were all different, but looks like we have some of the same. It says 10 assorted designs, and yet they're not. Anyway, this was really nice, the way this was projected onto the wall. It started flowering. They had this one in one of the pouch bags as well. And then we have this one, which was, I was actually unaware of this one. And of course we've got all these envelopes, but yeah, I thought there'd be 10. It says 10 assorted, and yet I do have repetitions of Starry Night. Yeah, so that's what I bought from the exhibition. So yeah, greeting card set, a pouch, a couple of bookmarks, and a little magnet. Actually, I'm not sure if it is. It doesn't seem to want to stick on the... Oh, it's a sticky, I think. I'm not quite sure. I like it anyway. I bought this a while ago. It's a notebook, lined notebook, and it is sunflowers. I don't know if you can actually see it, but it's debossed into the journal. It feels quite plasticky actually. This is Flame Tree Journals, and this is Vincent van Gogh Artisan Notebooks. Isn't that nice? It's going to blend into my background, isn't it? Into my knitted background. But yeah, I've been doing morning pages with this. But look at that. On the edging. Isn't that wonderful? So yeah, I've been using some of my pens, my fountain pens, to do some morning pages. So yeah. I am also a collector of pens and inks, which I've probably talked about before. But I think it was just nice to actually use different colours as I go through and write. Different colours every day. So I thought that was a bit of a coincidence actually. If you're interested, this is a Schaefer. Nice. And we have a Twisby. This is the horse one. Something horse, can't remember what it's called, something horse. But yeah, it's a Twisby, the gold one. Nice. It's a twist off, there's the nib. Beautiful. I think it's not Crazy Horse. I can't remember what it's got, something horse. And it's got like this little horse motif there as well. You can see that. And on the top there. And there's another Twisby here. This is a Twisby Echo. That's the top of that one. I do like Twisbys. They just seem to write really nice. Yeah, there's the nib. And lo and behold, another Twisby. This is the Mini. I just love the colour of this one. It's gorgeous. Lovely. That writes so nice. This one is a Yinhao. Really cheap pen. It's retractable. And I have got the expensive retractable pen. I've had that for a long time. And this was so inexpensive. I thought, yeah, let's get this. Yeah, it's a Yinhao. I think Yinhao 10, I think it is. But yeah, super cheap. And that's the nib. And it just flicks in and out like that. Isn't that cool? Okay, so Van Gogh. And I'll just put some footage, just a little bit of footage of the exhibition. Okay, so the deck that I'm unboxing today is called the Clarity Tarot. I'm going to actually take the annoying plastic off because it's so reflective. So this is Clarity Tarot by Belle, S-A-U-L-L-E, however that is pronounced. I've got this little ibis bird there, I think. But yes, it's a Clarity Tarot, a deck for creative visualization. Belle Senel. I don't know. There's no vowel there. I don't know how you pronounce that. So this is a Watkins published deck. And it says, this gorgeous tarot deck is designed for the truly modern reader. Clarity reveals the heart of the traditional imagery, stripped of monarchical hierarchy, binarism and ageism, to allow any reader, beginner or expert to access new visions, reflections and power. The borderless design allows you to create visual landscapes and to deeply understand the elements of tarot and the correspondences within them. The guidebook includes an introduction to the system of the tarot, focusing on the rules of visual language, such as symmetry, direction, repetition and connections. Learn how to read the cards for yourself and others, including 4 suggested spreads, as well as how to activate the deck and open space. Belle Senel is an artist, tarot reader, flower herbalist, teacher and creator. She is from Argentina, but based in London, where she works as a resident tarot practitioner for She's Lost Control and Bless Stories. And there's the website. Okay, so we've got a box with thumb cut out so we can open it quite easily. Black on the inside, black ribbon. This is the little guidebook. And we have the cards. They're not edged. And these are the backs. So yeah, we have like this bright almost sun image to show clarity. All these rays. Nice big border around the outside. They said they're not edged. They're quite thick. They feel very cardboardy, to be honest. Very like cardboard. They're black and white. Totally black and white. So they're absolutely stripped down. So let's have a little look at the guidebook. All the energy coming off the Fool there. Woo. Okay. Deck for creative visualization. When was this? 2023. Contents: introduction, bonding with cards and clients, framing, oracular spectacular time, and then 21+1, and then we have the majors, the suits and their elements. So they've been renamed, and it looks as though there's that's strange. It looks as if there's no minors. Yeah, they're not included, the minors. We've got apprentice, essence, guide and alchemist of each suit. That's very strange. Reading the cards, an equinox reading, a transmutation reading, worth reading, acknowledgements about the author and her work. And then we've got some quotes from Enrique Enriquez. Only that which I can uphold, empower and transmute gets to me. Okay, so the bonding, the framing, time. Yeah, not predicting future. A little background to what the tarot is all about. And we've got 21+1, which are the major arcana. So we go down to suits and elements. Okay, here's the meanings for the minors. So air, swords, 1, which is the ace. Depending on our inherited consciousness, projective images and possibilities are activated and potential multiverses are triggered according to our direction. 2, our images must first be visualized internally, etc. And then we've got a a little thumbnail of the image and a little paragraph for each card. So the essence of air, the Queen of Swords, so they've told us which card it is. The heart certainly knows that no flight is impossible. To share, to lead, to drive, the longing that struggles to thrive. So it's really pared back, isn't it? I mean, this alchemist. Connected to the air, he became a living flare, leaving sparks and hints when wherever he walks, footprints. Okay, reading the cards, we have a repeat of the website. I didn't write out the numbers explicitly as I wanted to be able to answer questions about dates and numbers without seeing them. So it was one of those things I wanted to investigate with this deck. Feel free to see it at this website. Okay. Things to remember. Take what is useful. Acknowledgements about the author. Okay, so that is a very stripped back guidebook. And the images on this deck are very stripped back too. So let's just take a look. So art comes in all shapes and sizes, doesn't it? Not one size fits all. This is a very interesting art-based deck, really is. A different style. But we can see all this energy coming off the Fool there. The Magician, the hand and all the tools. And the table. They're not numbered, these cards. High Priestess is reading cards. We have the moon. We have the curtains. And the third eye. Got the Empress, and we just have flowers and a heart. Typical motifs for an Empress. The Emperor, that reminds me of the Wild Unknown Tarot. In fact, the backs also, they remind me of the Wild Unknown. Hierophant. Here's all the little acolytes. Lovers. And we have the three figures, like we do on the Marseille. Cupid's arrow. Chariot. Nice. Nothing pulling it there. Justice. I like these, you know. The Hermit. Do you not think that mountain looks like a dog? Or am I seeing something that isn't there? I'm seeing like the snout and then the bulk of the head. And his snout. Just my imagination. Huh? Wheel of Fortune. The Strength. Well, that's really cleverly done. You can sort of see the maiden and the lion. That's so clever. Hanged Man. All wrapped up in chains there. But there's nothing inside. It's just the chains going round and round. That's, whoa. Death. That transformation. Oh. Temperance. The Devil. Where's he leading us? What's tempting us? The Tower. We have the Lightning. Always being torn apart here. Star. We still have all the stars. Moon. Moon and the Sun. I like seeing the moon and the sun together. Judgments. This is a very clever deck. And the World. Yeah. Brilliant. I like the majors so far. Okay, so we start with swords. So we just have the Ace of Swords. Cutting through. 2. Not really giving me the 2 of Swords. Blindfold. I have to sit with that one, I think. 3 of Swords. Straight to the heart, but where's the heart? I suppose the heart's on the edge here. Yeah, could be. Four of Swords. So we've got another bow and arrow on the 5. 6. All going in different directions. 7. All seem to be missing their mark. 8. And notice like there's a lot of feathers in these sword cards for the element of air. 9. And the 10. And I would not know that was the 10 of Swords without it being written there. Okay, so we have the Apprentice, the Essence, the Guide, nice, and the Alchemist. Interesting. And then Cups. The Ace, we just have one drop of water there, but it's sort of like a boat really on the water. 2 cups for the 2 of Cups. There's 3. 4. 5. Interesting that this rain cloud, what appears to be a rain cloud, but someone seems to be missing out there. Or is it somebody who's actually winning and the others are being getting soaked? At 6, we have different cups. At 7, different options, vessels. At 8, all at sea. 9. Quite pippish. And the 10. Okay, Apprentice. Essence. Deep in the water. One with the water, maybe a mermaid. The Guide. Yeah, there's a mermaid. And the Alchemist on top of the water. Okay, Ace of Coins. And the 2. That sort of yin-yang and lemniscape type energy there. The 3. 4. Very much like the Emperor image. It's just sort of more square though, is it? Like a square. Definite stability there. 5, the Chaos. Shattered chaos. 6. Interesting. So we have a lot of crystals here. 7. That's a strange image for the 7 of Coins. I'm finding this a little perplexing. But I'll bear with it. So we've got the cycles of the moon for the 8 of Coins. I suppose, yeah, it takes time to perfect things, doesn't it? You know, anything we want to be good at, we have to take the time to actually devote to it. So the cycles of the moon depict the time. 9. Don't understand that as such. I think if you're new to tarot, you'd have a real job knowing what these cards mean. At the 10. Apprentice. Right at the bottom of the mound there. The Essence within its elements. Right there. The Guide. Oh, stag type energy. The Alchemist. Ace of Wands. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this card stock's not good. It's horrible. Anyway, the 6 of Wands. The 7. 8. The 9. Leaves are falling. And we've got the Apprentice, the Essence, Guide, and the Alchemist. Let's take a look at some guidebook entries then. I attempt to shuffle these. I'm not going to try and riffle shuffle them because I think that's just a waste of time. Absolute waste of time. So I'm going to find a major, a minor, and a quartet. And have a look at the guidebook entries. So we start with a quartet, which is the Alchemist of Earth. And then we have the Ace of Swords, 8 of Swords. So we just need a major card. We've got the Star. I do like the artwork, but as a tarot deck, it could be challenging. So the Alchemist is the Knight of Coins, and it's a sacred ignition that transmutes it all, the mountain burning in flames, giving new things their space. Not all leaps of state are quietly wanted, and some of them make everything burn. That feels like a more volatile energy than I would assign myself to the Knight of Coins. I just see him as very slow moving and very deliberate actions, and making sure they know what the outcome is before they commit to anything. And yet here we've got fire energy, it seems, ignition and burning flames. Some of them make everything burn. I don't quite understand the significance there to the Knight of Coins myself. Okay, let's look at the 8 of Swords. The 8 of Swords is normally the person surrounded by swords with a blindfold on. Let's see what we have for. I don't think we have very much. We are acknowledging that everything is in the air, that we are all part of an even bigger framework of stories and myths. This becomes a source of collective unconsciousness and cultural structure that affects us all and prevents us from, and then it goes on to the next card, which would be the 9. So it's making a story or a narrative throughout the suits. Again, I'm not getting the reference to an actual Rider-Waite-Smith 8 of Swords. I'm starting to think this is not Rider-Waite-Smith based deck. Okay, let's go to the Star. Close your eyes. Can you see a landscape full of stars? A reminder of the small but fundamental part we play in the whole that surrounds us. Whole being the whole, not a hole. Close your eyes and open your heart. How does it feel? Pay attention. Don't pour your gifts away. Okay, so that's that. Different streams to serve without invading, without sparing. The laws of nature are all made to benefit life. If you're faithful to your star, the universe will take you far. So they're quite poetic entries in the guidebook. This is one to really sit with. And maybe I would be inclined to write my own guidebook for this deck. This is very art-based and poetic. It's a very art deck, I would say, which goes in keeping with my Van Gogh expedition, if you like. And I'm all about art. I really do love art. But when art and tarot try to mix, sometimes it doesn't gel for me. So I'll see how I get on with this. It's going to be a little challenging deck. I mean, some of them I can actually see. Essence, you know, the Essence cards I can see straight away. They are part of their element. I mean, this Four of Swords, we can see the structure here. And usually we are in repose. So a safe space, I would say. Being protected by the actual swords. So yeah, I can see how I can possibly get to grips with this deck. But I think it would be, I mean, they're beautiful images, aren't they? Really pared down, beautiful images. But I think I'm going to have to write my own guidebook for this one. Yeah. Anyway, that was my first impression, puzzled impression, of the Clarity Tarot. And even though it says Clarity Tarot, I don't think it's all that clear, really. But I think what is going on is there's a story weaving throughout the cards. If you go through the guidebook step by step, I think it will start to make a bit more sense as to why these images look the way they do. So yeah, I don't know, have you got this deck? Have you worked with this deck? Have you found it to be clear? Or is clarity not what you got from this deck? I'd love to know. I might go on YouTube and see if anyone else has done a walkthrough of this deck and what they thought of it, just to help me along with it. And then, yeah. Thank you for being here. Until my next video. Bye, friends. Bye.